Ladies and gentlemen, the new Season 4 roadmap has officially launched. We're going to be going over everything you need to know, plus a couple really big leaks at the end of the video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. All right, here we go. First and foremost, let's look at the new POI here. It says, dominate foes with a gigantic new skyscraper point of interest available to operators within the vicinity of downtown. The old tenement blocks, Burger Town and SKN Common Tower have been demolished, and construction crews are finalizing a sprawling skyscraper that dominates the landscape. Look for a full recon tour below. I have a couple questions here, and I think they've been answered by this POI specifically. A lot of people were wondering, when the new POI drops, when Verdansk continues to go on for, let's say, 2, 3, 4 months, are they just going to bring back OG POIs, or will they incorporate new ones? And I think this update kind of answers that. From what I can see here, this Overlook Tower is going to be a completely brand new POI that's never been introduced. At first, I thought this was going to be Nakatomi Tower, but it doesn't seem to be that way. They say here at the bottom, this skyscraper is more than twice the height of any previous building within the Verdansk conurbation. So you know this is going to be contested heavily, and you know a lot of people are going to be sniping from here. The way this POI is set up, it's kind of set up into one big diamond. Now, I don't exactly know what type of building this is, but it does seem to have some food courts. It does seem to have some interesting lobby in the middle with some penthouses, which we'll get into right now. As you can see, they're going to have also some cranes on this, so flying from point A to point B is probably going to be a lot easier landing here. I'll say this now before we begin. I think this Overlook POI might take over Superstore's hot drop. As you can see all around the area, this place is under construction, so you're going to have a lot of kind of military blockades and some type of construction sites going on. And there's a cool surprise that I read, which I think is going to be really interesting, that's new to the game. At the bottom of Overlook, there's going to be a new Burger Town spot. Yes, you can get your cheeseburgers and all that, but also you're going to be able to go into the bottom of Overlook through the Burger Town shop. This is probably going to be a good way to flank your enemies and find a good little spot to go in and be sneaky. There's also a new sushi restaurant that's adjacent to the Burger Town that you can go to as well. I like this new vibe to it. It does look very modern. I do think I'm going to enjoy this POI. Now, they added 2 big cranes to the center of downtown, but they added them with a little bit of a twist. As you can see, you can zip line on these and get up top. But read this next paragraph right here. It says both cranes are also functional and providing you found the necessary controls in the vicinity, both on and off the crane superstructures. Cargo on the hook block and hoist can be summoned and moved to various locations around the tower and nearby downtown buildings in case you or your team need a daring lift. So what this tells me is it feels like you're going to be able to control these cranes and move them around and turn them around. It'd be pretty cool for maybe the trick shotters for the snipers, maybe having somebody move the crane while you do 360s. A cool little feature that they're adding. Now in this next picture, you're going to see they added horizontal zip lines back into the game. You're going to be able to horizontal zip line to, let's say, the museum down low, to buildings across. So I think this is gonna be pretty cool. I like it whenever they make things a little bit easier for you to get to and from places. Maybe not to the extent of portable balloons, but I think this is a good middle ground between that, especially with how big and congested this new POI is. Having ways to get up to and from places, I think is going to be really good. So in this first picture, it has the museum that you're going to be able to go to, and in the bottom side of your screen, you're going to see all these buildings are going to be able to go to and from, literally all around Overlook Tower. Horizontal zip lines were in the game in Resurgence, and they took them out whenever Verdansk was reintroduced. I do think this is the right move. Again, maybe not going too crazy with, let's say, portable balloons. I do like portable balloons, but not for Verdansk. I think portable balloons are a cop-out for poor map design, which is why I think Caldera needed that, because that map was horrible, but I don't think Verdansk needs it. Now let's get into the actual Overlook and the way it looks. As you can see, this kind of looks like some type of fancy hotel or some type of fancy penthouse from what it seems. Right here in the top of your screen is going to be the main lobby. I can see this being really mixy, and I kind of like POIs like this. Very two-dimensional fighting, not crazy high terrain. I do like this POI so far from what I've seen. You're going to have different ways to get in and out. As you can see, there's an entrance over here, and then obviously entrances back here as well. And right under me right here, you're going to see that there's going to be zip lines so you can get to the top of the building as well. Now, I was reading something that kind of made me question if we are going to be having something a little bit different. In Rebirth, they have dynamic POIs. Sometimes Water Tower is broken, sometimes it's not. Sometimes the camping tower over by Grandma's house is also broken, sometimes it's not. And so let me read this and you let me know if this kind of feels like they're going to be adding dynamic POIs to Verdansk. The Overlook has a substantial exterior and interior presence, mainly tiered fountains, planting, and stairs up the forecourts and shuttered entrances to the north, east, south, and west, all leading to a central interior lobby. Now, this next sentence is why I think there might be dynamic POIs. If you find the main entrances shuttered, it means the lobby is experiencing a lockdown. Perhaps there's a way to breach the security. Are there any other ways to get in? From that last sentence alone, I do think this might be some type of a dynamic POI. Sometimes it's locked, sometimes it's not, and you're gonna have to find ways to get in. Here's another look at Overlook. I assume this is gonna be off to the left or to the right of the entrance. You're gonna have, you know, these plants, these little lobby vibes. I actually really do like these vibes. For some reason, this is giving me like Halo map vibes. I don't know why. If anybody in the comments can tell me what Halo map I'm thinking of, this gives me that one Halo map that's been in like every single Halo. They have stairs there as well if you want to go up and you don't want to use the zips. As you can see, they do have zips as well, so you can use that if you want to. Now, if you go up the zips, you can go to this top rooftop. It seems that there's going to be 4 separate towers that are going to give you 4 separate ways to get up, or you can go to the very middle if you can see that zip line right in the middle. I don't think this is going to be a crazy place where a lot of people are going to be fighting, but I do think that above and below this, it's going to get very mixy. For whatever reason, I'm actually really liking this POI. Normally, whenever Call of Duty does updates and they do new POIs, I think they're pretty bad. Normally, they just blow things up or add bunkers and they call it a day. But this does seem to be somewhat of a brand new POI that I think is pretty cool. From here, they say you're going to be able to fly helicopters in between these buildings because they're that wide. And so expect a lot of people to be camping up top of here with some type of sniper. Now, that's not just all. They also are introducing a new type of penthouse into this building as well. From what it seems like, you're going to have the very bottom Burger King. Then it's going to be the ground level where you're going to have the main lobby entrance where you can fight and do all that stuff there. And it seems like after that, you're going to be able to go to the rooftop or like the mid rooftops, as I just showed, where the helicopters were flying to and from. And then I think from this, what this seems like is at the very top, there's going to be 5 stories of places that you can fight that include penthouses, a kitchen, etc. I've always loved kind of penthouse vibes, and I think it's kind of why I like Nakatomi Tower, so this should be interesting to fight in. It says the remaining upper floors of the Overlook are nearing completion, meaning health and safety rules aren't being observed as stringently as you'd like. Top floors up from the sky deck is the roof. Missing windows, exterior gantries without railings, and exposed exterior ladders mean you'll be thankful for your parachute. At the very top, this is kind of giving me high-rise vibes, but kind of a little bit different. Why is every single POI here reminding me of some POI in Halo? I don't know if I'm faded, but this kind of looks like Halo for whatever reason. But here it's going to be kind of like those luxury vibes. I think this could be pretty cool. From what it seems like here, you're going to be able to fight to and from this little X/cross here, right? And then from what it seems in this next paragraph, it seems there's going to be 5 floors. I don't know if that's going to be underneath or up top here, but it says here, depending on which of the tower corners you're fighting through, this offers another 5 floors to investigate, including rooms that are fully furnished. So if I'm looking at this picture right here, there's a pool table. This does seem like this is going to be at the very top of the map. I do think this is going to be a hot drop that a lot of people love and a lot of people utilize. Now let's move on to Season 4 modes, because there is something very interesting here that is brand new to the game that we've never seen before. So first and foremost, they're bringing us Clash to the game, which is 104 players, 52 versus 52 players. Now next, I kind of want to quickly go over Havoc Royale LTM. This is 44 players, 15-minute matches that have a random type of game-changing ability every circle. So it says complete any Call of Duty Warzone match like no other, where rule-bending modifiers twist the realities of the user Resurgence gameplay in chaotic and game-changing ways. It says drop into a specially themed area of Verdansk with your loadout. Every new gas circle activates a different modifier. Adapt fast to sudden changes, as Havoc modifiers may impact you, the environment, and even the gameplay rules. Survive the Havoc, be the last team standing, and claim victory. Expect the full run on this game mode in Season 4 Reloaded blog. For those of you that didn't know, we are going to be talking about this leak at the end of this video, but let me bring it up here quickly. Recently, it's been leaked that jetpacks and wall running are coming to the game. A lot of people are speculating whether that's going to be in the new game that's coming out in September, November, December, or is this something found in the files that they're adding? I'm kind of leaning towards the Havoc Royale LTM modifiers were probably put into the game by accident, and that's what we've been seeing. If you look on this dice here at the top, that kind of looks like a jetpack. And one of the leaks that were in the game were that jetpacks are coming, and I did see video footage of this on Twitter, so I think that's what this is actually indicating. In these leaks, I saw jetpacks, I saw wall running, and from here, it seems like there's going to be fire cells, maybe increased toxicity of the gas, who knows? But I do think Havoc Royale LTM will be really fun. It's going to be Resurgence on a part of Verdansk with a bunch of modifiers. Sounds like a good time to me. Then we're going to have Resurgence Casual. So for those of y'all that are having a hard time on regular Resurgence and you feel like you can't get wins, or you feel like the lobbies are too sweaty, this is the game mode for you. It's pretty much 44 players combined with real players and bots that is just going to make the game just a little bit easier. Now next, we're going to be having a change to Call of Duty Battle Royale that we've never seen ever before. 4, ranked play will officially have 2 different types of modes. It's always either been ranked play Resurgence or ranked play BR. Now we are going to be able to get the best of both worlds, and we've never had that ever. So here it is. It says grind your way towards a coveted position in the top 250 as Battle Royale ranked play becomes the first of 2 ranked play variants to drop in Season 4 within Call of Duty Warzone. When they say launch window, that just means within 72 hours of the update going live. When the update drops on the 29th of May, Verdansk Battle Royale ranked play will be out. But Rebirth, you're going to have to wait till mid-season. Now let's get into the rewards, and I already know these are going to be horrible because we saw Verdansk BR ranked play rewards were absolutely atrocious. Let's see if these are good or bad. And sure enough, these are absolutely horrendous. So you get a camo for 100 elims, you get 250 elims, you get a weapon blueprint. For 1 win, you get a charm. For 25 eliminations, you get this type of sticker here. Now, for the things that people actually care about are the actual ranked rewards. And for whatever reason, they decided to implement emblems and decals. Listen, man, Call of Duty, if you're watching this is a big L, and I really hope that you guys can bring back camos or operators, because me personally, I like playing ranked for the rewards. I've gotten top 250 on multiple seasons, but I only want to go through that struggle if the rewards are worth it. That's just me. That's a personal preference. I don't know if a lot of you guys agree with this or not, but I think emblems and decals are probably the worst rewards possible. Now, next, we're going to move on to ranked play Resurgence, but this will be coming in mid-season. So it says here, Battle Royale ranked play Verdansk runs from the launch window throughout the entirety of Season 4, but then it says here, Resurgence ranked play begins at mid-season and runs alongside Battle Royale ranked play, meaning you can play one or both modes when they are active. The ranking is separate from Battle Royale and ranked play. Out of all the L's that Call of Duty's been taking recently, this is a huge W. A lot of people don't like BR because they think it's too slow. A lot of people don't like Resurgence because they say, oh, it's very brainless. No matter where you are on that spectrum of what you like, I think this is really cool that they give you both options to choose from. If you like BR, you want to play slow and methodical, and you want to get that win, you want that adrenaline, go and play BR ranked. But if you want those fast-paced gunfights where you shut off your brain, don't have to think, and just shoot your gun, you can play ranked play Resurgence. I hope this is something that they keep going forward, and I hope it's not just for one season type of thing. Now, for some new gameplay features, they have a hand cannon, care package, door barricade, and the Polaris Sparksman XP. It says, after an evaluation period in Call of Duty Warzone's Clash mode, expect the following new equipment to become available across additional modes at mid-season. Here's what to expect. A new contract called Search and Destroy will be in Battle Royale, Resurgence, and Plunder. Everything must go with the new contract, where one team plants a bomb on a buy station, and on detonation, they can earn impressive rarity weapons and items from the buy station's inventory. The other teams can defuse the bomb to earn a fire cell or a major discount from the buy station. Expect the Search and Destroy contract to be available in Battle Royale, Resurgence, and Plunder at mid-season. Okay, this could be really cool or really bad. Already as it is, buy stations are pretty scarce. So being able to explode a buy station kind of seems a little bit crazy, but I'm going to wait and see how it actually plays out. I just hope that the rewards that you get for completing this contract are worth it. For the field upgrade, it's a door barricade. So I'm assuming for this, it's just going to be some type of barricade that you have to shoot to maybe get through, or it's going to be able to block a door completely. This could be cool, and I can see this being used pretty often. Then for kill streaks, it has a hand cannon. This feels like it's going to be maybe a 1-shot to 2-shot kill. This is kind of reminding me of back in the day in like BO4 when you got your specialist and you got that 1-shot pistol. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know if Call of Duty would incorporate a 1-shot kill pistol, but we'll see how this plays out as well. Then we have care packages coming back and a new perk called Loot Master. Available only as ground loot during Resurgence and Plunder matches, the Loot Master perk allows you to maximize your scavenging potential and gear up faster by increasing the amount of loot you find while opening caches. Gain the early advantage or sustain yourself during prolonged engagements. Expect an increased drop rate for equipped weapon ammo and higher chance to find tacticals and lethals, more cash, and a greater chance at field upgrades, kill streaks, and other high-tier gear. Then they're introducing the ATV Polaris Sportsman. This is a hashtag ad for them. The new LC10 SMG will be returning. That is a fan favorite for a long time, so I'm glad to see this is coming back. Now, I will say, I wish this was the MAC-10 or the OTS, but maybe they're saving that for another season. Now, the next gun, and this one is the one that I am personally very excited for, is the FFAR. This is probably one of the most fan favorite guns probably ever, and I'm really happy to see it return. I just hope they didn't ruin it. Now, off rip, I can already tell these iron sights are a little bit different than the ones that we're used to, but maybe there is a barrel that makes it look like the OG one did. They describe it as a very high rate of fire CQB power, but slower handling and mobility. I'm a little bit scared about that because when this did come out in Black Ops Cold War, it had insane fire rate, but it also had great mobility and strafing. Let's see how it plays out. This might be a good sniper support, but I hope they do make this broken so at least we have something to use apart from, let's say, the AMAX that we've been using for the last 2 or 3 months. They also added a new SX Model 07. This is a marksman rifle. This is a lever action marksman rifle that has high damage potential potential, balanced by slower rate of fire and handling. And then lastly, they're adding another shotgun, which I think we already had this as like the Lockwood, but kind of a different version of it. This is the Olympia and it will be in mid-season. This is a special event reward. It is a double barrel shotgun, very high damage and respectable range, but requires frequent reloading. Expect this to be broken off launch. Then they added a pickaxe as well for your melee weapon. Now let's get into the special weapon attachments. And I do hope they added things that make a really big difference. I don't like them adding things to the game for the sake of just adding them to the game. I think if they're going to add something, they should make it really fun and really good to use. So they added a G-grip. This is for all assault rifles and SMGs except the PP-19. They describe this as a vertical foregrip with integrated laser for improved firing stability, horizontal recoil control, and tightened spread when transitioning between the hipfire and aiming down sight. This actually could be really good, and I hope this becomes meta for an attachment. Then we have the Strider 22 pistol round burst mod. You can convert the Strider .22 into a 3-round burst, which drastically improves fire rate and maintains manageable gun kick, but alters the weapon's damage profile outside of the effective range. Then we have the SVD full auto mod, pretty much converting the SVD to full auto. Then we have the TR2 CQB auto conversion, which same thing again, converts the TR2 into an automatic gun. Next, we have a couple bundles and black cells. I won't get too into detail of this, but for those of you that are curious and you want to get this, here it is. This will be the regular battle pass rewards. As you know, it's 2,400 COD points, but if you do want to get the black cell, you can get this operator here. They're also going to have a bunch of variations. As you guys know, they always do different colors. This theme is purple for season 4, and I believe this Omen crazy Cyclops, demon thing is an instant reward whenever you buy the black cell. These are a couple other operators that you get from the battle pass / black cell, and they are doing a bundle with Ballerina. This is a collab that Call of Duty is doing with John Wick. I'm not too sure why we're not getting John Wick, hey, but it is what it is. The collabs for season 4 are a Rivals collab, a Ballerina collab, and a King of the Dead collab. The Ballerina collab will be on June 5th to June 12th. The Rivals collab will be June 12th to June 26th, and the Kings of the Dead will be from June 26th to July 3rd. And here's just a little bit of a glimpse of this operator that's coming, that's Ballerina. Here's a new Tracer Pack, Ink and Smoke Reactive that maybe a lot of people will like. It's going to be black and white. I think it's pretty cool. And then here are some other bundles coming. The GOAT, that's me right there. And then a couple other ones here. Now let's get into some of the leaks. Charlie Intel recently put out a post that said a double jump type movement has been found in Black Ops 6 files after a recent update. It's not clear yet if this will actually be used in Call of Duty 2025 or leftover code. In the code, it says jetpack movement, allow wall run, allow double jump. So from what we can see here, we know that there will be jetpacks, wall running, and double jumping. It's been rumored for a while that the next Call of Duty that we get in September or November will have some type of wall running. Now, the question here is, will it be what we just saw on screen, or will it be something completely different entirely? With the introduction of that new mode that we just talked about earlier, I think this might be that. Now, me personally, I love jetpacks and I love wall running. I think it's a high scale gap, and me personally, I love it. But I know it's not a fan favorite and a lot of people don't like it, so I don't think they should put it into the game. But if it's in that new game mode that's coming out, I think that's what this actually is. I don't actually think jetpacks are coming back to the game forever. I think they're going to use it as some type of modifier for that new game mode coming in the mid-season update. But there is speculation that the next game will have omni movement with wall running, but it won't be wall running as we used to know it. It will kind of be like Apex, where you can just kind of run up the wall, but then your momentum kind of comes down and then you glide down. Rumors have also said that you're going to be able to grab the wall and wall bounce off of it. Only time will tell, but after seeing today's update and seeing what's coming next week, I do think that these files found in the game of wall running and jetpacking, I don't think they're meant to be in the game, and it's more going to be for an LTM. As much as I personally would love to have double jumping, wall running, and jetpacks, I sadly don't think it's coming. And here's another clip of this being actually in the game, of this guy wall running literally in downtown. So maybe it comes, maybe it's an LTM, or maybe they might actually introduce this next year. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys want jetpack / wall running to return, or do you guys like the boots on the ground feel?